Hello ladies and gents, it's the Beanie 101 here with another XCOM Enemy Within guide. Today we're going to be looking at the support class and everything that makes them unique, and tricks and tips on how you should think about leveling them up as you progress through the game. This is Little Bucky, my Kernel Support. The first skill that you're going to get for this class is going to be the smoke grenade. This is useful in all manner of situations. It gives you plus 20 defense to all of your units, but basically anyone caught in the cloud, so it does affect enemies as well. But if you are worried about people out in the open or in medium cover, then it's a good starting skill. It helps out quite a lot. Next, at the corporal tier of skills, you have Sprinter. I like this skill. I like this skill a lot. It allows you to move an additional 3 tiles, and it just means that your support can act as a scout. You can see here that I do have mimetic skin on my support, and that's really useful for scouting ahead, finding out where enemies are before they find out where you are. It's really useful, especially when you want to try and get that extra distance to heal people as well. The other skill at corporal level is covering fire. It allows reaction shots to trigger on enemy attacks, not just movement. So if an enemy doesn't move, you still get a reaction shot. They've tweaked this for Enemy Within because in Enemy Unknown it would trigger on the enemy shooting, and the enemy would shoot at you first and then you would fire back. Now you fire first. If it looks like the enemy is going to shoot at you, if it goes into the animation of shooting, you're going to fire back before the alien gets a chance to get a shot in, and that makes this skill so much better because you're not going to die potentially before you get your shot off. So it's quite a useful skill. I do find that Sprinter is a little bit more useful in all-round scenarios. Moving on to the Sergeant tier of skills, we have Field Medic. This is where the support class comes to life. You give them medkits. And with this skill, you have 3 of the damn things. Really useful. Smoke and Mirrors is the other skill at the Sergeant tier. It gives you 2 extra smoke grenades, so this is sort of like a toss-up. Do I want my support class to be a healer, or do I want them to provide additional coverage and additional support for my other troops to keep them safe with additional smoke grenades? Yeah, it's useful. I kind of prefer the ability to heal, and the ability to heal multiple times, especially in something like Enemy Within, where you have the option of having mechs with you who tend to be bullet sponges and tend to get hit quite a lot. If any of your team is going to get hit, it's going to be your mech trooper. So having those extra medkits is actually pretty useful. Looking at the Lieutenant tier of skills, Suppression is the skill that I will probably take more often than not. It kind of pins one of the enemies down. It reduces their aim by 30, which is pretty good. It means that if you're in full cover and there's a 30 aim imposed on the alien that's shooting you, you're probably not going to get hit. It also means that you get a reaction shot as well if the alien does decide to move. Overall, if you've got that one thin man that you're worried about taking a shot at your troops and you can't quite hit him, if you use Suppression instead, you're probably going to be in a better place. Now, the other skill in the Lieutenant tier is Revive. This allows you to use medkits to revive critically wounded soldiers at 33% of maximum health instead of just stabilizing them. Now, you've got, 3 medkits. If someone dies, you're using one to revive them, or if they're critically hit, you can stabilize them. I kind of prefer to stabilize and then keep them out of the way and guarantee that they're safe rather than resurrect them at 33% health, because in my eyes, if they're resurrected at 33% health, they're probably going to get shot and die again anyway. There's a reason why they died in the first place, so I do prefer Suppression at that tier. For the Captain, we have Dense Smoke, and this gives you a greater area of effect, and it makes the smoke more dense, which gives you an extra 20 defense, which if you look at the first skill, you've got 20 defense plus another 20, that's 40 defense. If you're in full cover as well, or even if you're in half cover, it's really good. It's really good. Combat drugs I find less use for. mainly because the plus 20 will. I mean, I suppose later on in the game that can be handy, but if you're using high ranked troops, I mean, Little Bucky has 108 will anyway, an extra 20, is it going to do them much good? Probably not. And plus 10 aim, man, if they can't shoot by that stage, they're doing something wrong anyway. So I definitely prefer the dense smoke. At Major, you get deep pockets. This is really useful. Everything that has one use now has two uses, which is good. So all those grenades that you're equipping, if you equip a grenade and a medkit, you're going to get extra uses out of them. Simple as that. Really, really handy. Kernel level. As with most of the classes in XCOM, your kernel level skills, they're usually pretty good, and it doesn't really matter which one you take. And I'm going to say something similar here, although it depends which track you've taken so far as to which skill you're more likely to lean to. The Saviour skill restores 4 more health, which is great. The Sentinel skill gives you 2 reaction shots instead of 1. There are uses for both. I do find that the extra 4 health really, especially if you do, I tell you what, if you do take something like revive, then the extra 4 health as well is really, really useful, because that means that when you revive someone, you really are bringing them back into play with the extra health that you're going to give them as well, if you continue to medkit them up. Sentinel 2 reaction shots is great. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's solid. It's not like the heavy skill where you get 2 reaction shots on the same person and they both suffer the same sort of aim penalty. It's 2 separate shots, right? So if you've got different enemies coming in on you, you're gonna take a shot at both of them. I kind of prefer Saviour, but I wouldn't begrudge anyone taking Sentinel either. There's your support class. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more XCOM. If you like my NHL videos, if you like my Dark Souls 2 videos, that's always useful to know as well. So leave any comments below on what you think, and I'm more than happy to take on board any feedback. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.